home and you can, they can play a half, so at least they don't get on, at least they've had a kick. And when you travel away and they don't get on, because I don't make a change because I'm warm and fuzzy, you got to come on for a reason. But yeah, so it makes it hard. Enjoy, mate. Good call. Good luck. Good calling.
This is for the players. For those that leap into battle in the blink of an eye. For the drivers that compete for their club, no matter where they are. For everyone who has triumphs, tips and tricks to share.
And for those who love to play with complete freedom, this is for the game changers, the innovators. This is for the players. This is PS4.
It's a whole new game. See the PlayStation 4 Victory League live.
Live from Warrior Park, the scene of today's round 15 PlayStation 4 Victory League match between the ladder leaders, Olympia FC Warriors and Northern Rangers. Northern Rangers, of course, in fourth spot. Olympia out ahead at the top of the table, 5 points clear of South Hobart. A big match for them with the two real title hopefuls below them playing tomorrow. I'm Damien Gill from FFT, bringing this one live to you over on the sunny side of the river in Hobart, the Eastern Shore at Warrior Park in Moraine. I'm joined by Mark Wiggo Wakefield, who will chime in with some special comments throughout the afternoon. Welcome, Wiggo.
Thanks, Gilly. Glad to be here. It's not too bad weather-wise today, surprisingly enough, given the talk during the week about the big cold event about to hit the eastern side of the country. So quite surprised that it's not freezing, but it's a nice relief, especially out here, because normally by about 4 o'clock we're down in the about 4 or 5 degrees. Onto the game though, I think we're gonna be in for a cracker today. I haven't seen Olympia play for a few weeks, but their results most recently have been really impressive. And they took apart Knights, which was no surprise really, but then the following week they smashed Lonnie City 9-1, and the 2 weeks prior to that, City had beaten South and beaten Devonport, so that was more of a surprise. And then last week they had the difficult road trip up to Devonport and came away with the 3 points there as well. So they're in cracking form. They'll be looking to put another 3 points in the bank today.
You're dead right. They're just ticking them off now, the Olympia Warriors. Time is on their side in terms of only 7 games to go. It's just a matter of ticking them off game by game. We'll get on to the lineup of the Warriors. They've been in good nick, as you said, we go. A few changes for them, most notably Luke Isles out of the lineup. In his place will start Lockie Nichols. I'd expect to see him slot into central defence, which will push Jake Vandermeer wide right. He operated there for some time last week, actually clamped down on the dangerous Michael Holden quite well and provided some drive and assisted a goal. So interesting change, but one that won't shake things up too much for the Warriors. They're a pretty settled unit apart from that. We've seen Gustafsson really cement his spot in that starting lineup. He's electric up top. He'll operate up there with Sakiris centrally and Wadawu on the other flank. In midfield, of course, it's the Maestros, Hickey and Mearns, who have partnered so effectively throughout this season. Mearns looked close to back to his best in the second half last week. In recent weeks, maybe you could accuse him for trying to do too much at times, but definitely a quality player, and alongside Hickey, they've just gelled so well this season. The other midfield link is Gavin Hoy, who's the Canadian. He's a real nippy customer. Links very, very well with Gustafsson and electric feet, so I think he's going to be one to watch. Their defence, as I said, led at the back. First of all, the gloveman, Sean Lewis, the American, slotted back in with aplomb last week into the number 1 mantle. And in front of him, it will be the centre-back pairing of Alex Holmes, the skipper. Alongside him, I'd expect, as I said, Lockie Nichols and Vandermeer wide right and Griffiths wide left. On the bench, in reserve, they've got Harry Woolley, a very effective player at either end of the pitch. Jack Cullen, a good youngster. James Ackley, another good youngster. And Spiro Paradisus, who's a great keeper and probably a first-choice gloveman in his own right. So there we see Olympia's lineup, an embarrassment of riches considering Luke Isles is injured and it's merely a blimp on the radar, it seems. They have a very, very attractive first 11 to the Warriors. We might get on to the Rangers. Here they are, the Northern Rangers. Pretty settled squad. It looks like maybe one change in Joel Sanderson coming into this starting 11. We've got James Wilson, of course, in goal. Quality Tasmanian gloveman. In defence, I think we'll see Pat Lanu-Atkinson. Probably one of the best fullbacks in the competition. Fullback's probably a position that there aren't too many real stars in the Victory League, but I think Pat Lanu-Atkinson is one of those. In central defence, you'll see Aidan Rigby, who was last week's Player of the Week. He shot an absolute ripper from just inside their attacking half to really get Northern Rangers back in the contest up against Lions. They went on and won it. He'll be partnered with the Englishman Nick Swirad, who's a quality player in his own right. And on the other flank, you'll see the Zingerberger, Tenzing Anderson. He'll just really battle down that flank, and he'll probably have his hands full with some dangerous Olympia Warrior wingers this afternoon. In midfield, expect to see two very, very promising youngsters ply their trade. Yite Towns, who for me is a smoky for the Mitsubishi medal this season. Quality player. He's just really come into his own, of course, in recent seasons. Just played a bit part with the likes of Todd Hingston in the lineup, but now he's relished that sort of number 1 mantle in there to make things happen. Alongside him, the Townhouse, Harry Tannhauser. Just does his job week in, week out, picks out passes, really clean, really simple, really smart, great player. And I'd probably expect to see maybe Joel Sanderson run through there as well, or maybe I think it's Bound as well to have a run through there. And up top you'll see Adam Edwards and occasion maybe Joel Sanderson or Bound and Chris Hill. So there's a few they can change it up there. Onto the bench, you've got Alex Rosetto, who struck a hat-trick a fortnight ago against Glenorchy Knights. He actually had a little foray at the Olympia FC Warriors at the start of last season, played the Summer Cup for them before moving back up north. He's an interesting customer. He's big frame. He can really change things up for the Rangers if their nippy wingers aren't getting the job done. Dylan Headland, a winger or a fullback, he can sort of plug a hole. And Kenti Yamane, a quality player, the Japanese recruit. He can slot into midfield, or if they need someone up top on a wing, he can do a job there as well. So we've mentioned how quality the Olympia lineup is. The Rangers themselves do have some quality. On to the officials. Of course, the game couldn't happen without them, so you've got to give them a bit of love. Proudly sponsored by Specsavers. Thank you very much, Specsavers. Craig Phillips in the middle. He's had a pretty good season in the middle, big filthy Phillips. Not against causing a bit of controversy from time to time. Of course, last year gave the fabled red card to Kane Pearce that saw him miss the FFA Cup. That was a bit of fun and games. Sam Loudon on a line, and the Cookie Monster, Alistair Cook, on the other line. One of my favourites, the big Cookie Monster. And your commentators for today's match is, as I said, is Damien Gill from FFT. And with a few choice words, Mark Wigo Wakefield will be pulling the strings on the blog as well. So he'll be a busy man this afternoon. We're some 4 minutes from getting underway here at Warrior Park. Before we do, it's time for predictions. We go.
I'm going with a Olympia win by 3 goals. Don't know what the score will be in the end, but they'll win by 3.
Yeah, I'm sticking with you as well. I think Olympia will be too good. On their home deck, Warrior Park has been a real fortress for them in 2015. They haven't looked like being beaten here, really. Of course, they've drawn one against South Hobart. Apart from that, all wins. Quality outfit. Stars across every line. I think they'll just be too good up against the Northern Rangers, who, as I said, have some quality, but they've also got some holes in that lineup that don't quite meet the muster of Olympia's. So I'm expecting Olympia to take the win 3-1. So ground announcer / president / everything, George Mamarcus, just announces the teams. And if I can get the camera to zoom in to Warren Wadawu, because there is a lid in question right here that needs assessing. There we go. What is that? We go. Hey, we've moved over. We're at the Cookie Monster. There we are. What is that?
I'm not sure. I don't have a good answer for it. It's unbelievable. I'm not sure it was what you're doing, but pull your head in, mate. I haven't seen this from you before. You've had some pretty good haircuts in your time, and this isn't one of them, mate.
There we go. Scathing stuff from Wiggo. Just really just let it loose. I would have thought he's a flashy enough player just to leave the salad at what he had. I didn't mind what he was running with up top. He's gone with the real yellow number. I don't even know if that's yellow. It's close to orange. It's bright, whatever it is. They make their way out. And they'll come across to halfway. Aidan Rigby, of course, captain, standing in for Nick Lano-Atkinson, who's out for some time with that ankle injury. Alex Holmes leads the Warriors. And they'll make their way through and shake hands. As I said, my prediction, 3-1. I think Olympia will be too good, but it wouldn't shock me if Rangers bob up. Of course, a bit of a bogey team for the Warriors. Not so much that they lose every time, but more the fact that they find it hard to get over the top of the Rangers, more so than other clubs seem to.
Yeah, I think the one that probably hurt him most, though, was the loss in the Lacquer Cup. I mean, that would have been a competition that George would have targeted at the start of the year and said, this is one we really want to get on the national stage, a bit of exposure, and they couldn't get the job done against the Rangers. So they are a real bogey side.
Indeed. They last time they met was up north, and from all accounts, Olympia smacked Rangers pillar to post, but just couldn't find the back of the net, and it was a 1-1 draw on that occasion. In the end, Olympia actually a little bit fortunate to get a goal late and tie it up, but Rangers will channel a bit of that energy this afternoon down in the south of the state. They travel light with a bench of 3. Of course, their reserve side is playing against Burnie in Burnie, so it's a tough weekend for the Rangers, but they'll give their all out there on the pitch. Last week, Dane Hudson made a couple of really nice substitutions, made a double sub, and then they scored 2 goals and were in front, and then made a third, and he came on and scored a sealer. So, super coach, big Dane Hudson.
You can't ask for more than that when you're coaching. Like, if your subs all come on and all score goals, I mean, you look like a legend. And as we see Coach Hay walk behind us yelling out, "Go Rangers."
Yeah, Coach Chris Hay, former Warriors coach, of course, just struts by with his zebra gear on and yells out, "Go Rangers." No secrets. Ken Morton actually on the other side of the pitch. They'll be cheering for the Rangers today. If Rangers can get a result, geez, it really makes tomorrow's game interesting with Zebras and South Hobart to meet. We'll have kickoff. Olympia firing towards the street end, and we don't have great names for our ends in the victory leg. We need to just maybe name them. But Rangers firing towards the highway. And we're underway here at Warrior Park with Staffson on the ball, back for Hickey. He dashes towards the bullseye, nudges to Gustafsson, and it's with Hoy. Holds it up. Edwards providing chase, goes back to Nichols, who, as suspected, is slotted in at the heart of defence. Moons Gets it through. It goes through the legs of Gustafsson. There for Griffiths. He loses it. And seen out by Swirad. And out for a throw-in. Deep in the front third. Griffiths will stroll over to take it. Griffiths couldn't get a starting gig last week. He's a quality player, though, and a young one at that. He holds onto the ball here as the townhouse comes in. Finds Hoy well. Nudges back for Moons. Gets inside of a couple. He beats all of them until Edwards gets involved and gets a decisive touch. Hill scurries clear. But it's straight there for the Warriors, and they can play it round in their defence. Nichols, a more measured man on the ball, you'll struggle to find. He threads this one through delightfully. It's with Hoy. Carpet football here from the Warriors. It's back with their defence. Lewis to Van der May. Of course, operating wide. It worked for the Warriors last week, but it'd be interesting to see whether that's something the Rangers try and target this afternoon. Town steals now for the Rangers. It's with Edwards. Tries to return the favour. He can't. It's cut off by Griffiths. Miscues that effort, and it's across the line about halfway. Throwing now for the Rangers. Pat Lanu-Atkinson to bring it back into play. Rangers in their away strip of maroon, blue and white this afternoon. Down the line it goes. Just a down off Big Ric Flair, as they call him, Joel Sanderson. Won by Hickey, but gives it straight to Pat Lanu-Atkinson. Rigby scoops over the top. Nobody home but Van der May. Finds Mearns. He's busy early. To Griffiths, who looks a bomb on from full back. It just eludes his outstretched boot. It's out for a throw-in. Lanu-Atkinson down the line. Off the head of Bound. Gets away from the Rangers. Griffiths over his head. Finds Hoy. Oh, silver stuff. Goes into the middle. Hickey finds Gustafsson. Wins it back. Hickey switches up now and finds the interesting haircut sported by Wadawi. He crosses in and bounces by the post and out of play. Watch this one again with Dawood. He's known for those lethal crosses. I don't think he wants to be known for that haircut. Just saying. Wilson now to bring it back in for the Rangers. They look to pump it long and strong. The horns go behind that Rangers goal, long and strong. It does go off the head of Mearns, and then it's Holmes who gets onto it. Finds his keeper in Lewis, who collects at the edge of the box. Ric Flair, Sanderson providing chase. Out for Holmes. We've seen this. He doesn't mind just striding forward with the ball at his feet. With Dawu flicks on. Finds Van der May, who storms down that line. He's halted in his tracks as Rigby comes across and brings him down. Be a free kick for the Warriors, and they love a set piece. Looks like Hickey's got his name on this one. Right in front of Walter Pless, the great Walter Pless, rocking a Barcelona hat there, I think. Big Wally Pless. Good look-alike during the week. Ball comes in from Hickey, and it's seen clear off a Warrior head and out for a goal kick. So Rangers just take it easy and see it clear of their defensive areas. Yeah, Big Wally Pless, the look-alike, up on Football Fed Taz Facebook during the week. Just moonlighting over in Wales for the Ashes. Dead set, dead ringer of the great man as it comes long and strong. Van der May brings down. Cut off by the Zingerberger, Tenzing Anderson. He's in there battling hard. He's with Wadawu. Wadawu wins out, finds Gustafsson. He can look inside and find Wadawu. Looks for that orange lid. Opts to go to Mearns, puts it at back post. Gavin Hoy climbs all over Pat Lanu-Atkinson. It's a foul against him. As we see that again, far too much contact on the Ranger fullback. So far, it's been all Warriors, but they're yet to truly threaten in terms of shots on target. Wilson now, quality keeper, goes long and strong. It's Bound who collides with Hickey. Hickey wins out. The Zingerberger gets a nod on it. Nichols brings down. It's turned around from Hoy to Sekiris. Holds it up. Goes to Mearns. Switches wide. Wadawu tries to get it into the centre. It's a scuffed effort and is seen out for a corner. So Warriors really piling on the pressure early days here at Warrior Park. So a corner now. Big John O'Griffiths to bring it in. Off the head of Vandermeer, and it's over the top. So it'll be a goal kick. Some point directions there from Shea Hickey. He really is the linchpin in that midfield for the Warriors. Has plenty to say. And huge influence over the playing group. I think that he's been the signing of the season, no question. As the ball comes long from Wilson, it's a shocker, straight for Gustafsson. Back through Hickey. And Phillips draws a swift halt to it with an offside, which is strange. But a nice bit of defensive work from the Rangers. Swirad, long and strong for Sanderson. He battles with Nichols. Nichols wins out, goes to Mearns and back to Lewis. Too easy for the Warriors back there. Maybe up the intensity and tempo. Swirad in midfield. Oh, it's a foul against Gustafsson. A rather soft one from Phillips. He has a chuckle. And the two players have a bit of a high five, but geez, pretty fortunate to get a free kick there. It was a coming together, and he ended up on the deck, but there was no malice in the situation. That is for sure. Ball long down the line and out of play. The Rangers again can't find a maroon shirt in their half. You take Towns and Townhouse have been very quiet. Swirad scurries clear. It's with that man Towns. Silky skills. Nudges through to Bound. Switched up to the right. It's with Patlanu Atkinson. Squeezes through. Just eludes Sanderson. It was a nice body position from Nichols to Lewis to Holmes. Better Holmes and Gardens. Strolls forward. Just a lackluster ball. And it's picked off by the Rangers back there. Rigby very, very casual on it. Finds Wilson. Long it goes. Just beyond halfway. Nichols brings it down again. Ping pong stuff. As Swirad nudges with his head. Hoy picks it up. Threads the needle through the legs of Edwards. Finds Mearns, who's having a fair influence early days. Back to the big Better Homes and Gardens. That just came out of my mouth before, and I'm sticking with it. We go. Forward from Lewis to Nichols, who more or less gives possession to Rangers, but they return the favour. Nothing coming though. Nichols to Mearns to Hoy. Finds Sekiris in a bit of space. He takes a touch, enters the box and fires. Wilson down hard at his near post, collects well. Good piece of goalkeeping. We see here Sekiris in far too much space. Rigby just lost his bearings. But luckily he's got a very, very safe keeper in Wilson. Gets across with outstretched arms and saves very, very well. Patlanu Atkinson now throws in for Bound. Looks back for Lanu Atkinson, but it's Hoy who picks it up. Playfully goes back. Propelled forward from Mearns. Swirad to cut off to Wilson, who just skies this one. Almost stays in. Ends up flying out of play and out for a throw-in. Gustafsson in for Mearns. He brings it down. Flicked on from Hoy, but it's Patlanu Atkinson who picks it up for the Rangers. Looks to have kept it in. Craig Phillips disagrees. A throw-in now for the Rangers. In for Bound. Looks for Edwards. Just misses the pass. Streams by him. Throw now for Griffiths. Long down the line. Lanu Atkinson in for the Townhouse. He looks to find Towns, but he's got Hickey right on him straight away. Wadawu to Hickey. Looks to return the ball out wide right. And it's cut off with a block from Tenzing Anderson and another corner for the Warriors. They are smothering the Rangers. Early days we go.
They are indeed. They're well on top here. I can't really remember any time where Rangers have looked threatening beyond halfway at all. Olympia's had all the possession, comfortable in the back line. It's been nice to have someone like Lockie Nichols return to your squad and just slot in a centre back, and he's looked good so far. And they'll take the corner here. Hickey lays it off to Griffiths, and Means is at the top of the box, has a shot, but it's blocked. Has another crack at it, and it goes over the top.
Not a bad effort there from Mearns. He's definitely looking more like the player that we saw early on in the season. He was a real force to be reckoned with. Just dropped off a little bit in his form. If I'm to be critical, of course he's still playing some tremendous football, but he's looking more like that dynamic type in midfield that hustles and bustles and picks out passes to perfection. Long and strong it goes. One from Nichols down, and Swerad wins for the Rangers. Finds Lano Atkinson, who comes to Towns. Can he get in this contest? Finds Townhouse. Those tight blonde curly locks propel it wide and right. Finds Patlano Atkinson. He and Hoy have a nice battle. In the end, Rangers win out with a bit of support from Swerad. Down the line they go. It's seen out from Nichols. Maybe Rangers can enjoy a little spell of territorial advantage as they've got it deep in the front third. Comes in from Patlano Atkinson for Sanderson. Tries to weasel his way through. It's cut off with a Griffiths foot. Bit of support from Mearns. Finds Hoy. Griffiths has his clearance blocked. Swerad does his best to keep it in, but can't beat the line. Throw in for the Warriors. Just try and keep it in their half now, the Rangers. They've battled manfully early on, but geez, the game has not been played on their terms. This is played back to Warriors defence. Holmes, better Holmes and Gardens, brings it down to Lewis and back to the big man. Strolls forward. Threads through. Finds Sakiris. Goes back for Wadawu. Questionable hair. It's cut off from the Rangers for an instant, but still there for the Warriors. Vandermeer streams down that right-hand side. Plays in for Sakiris. Looks inside. Treads on the ball. Holds it up. Nice bit of work there from Manny Sakiris. Through for Holmes. Sakiris to Mearns. Towns pressuring. He can't pressure him out of this one as he plays forward for Vandermeer. A heavy touch. Sees it trickle out of play and out for a goal kick, but the Warriors continued to really pose questions of the Rangers, and for me it's just a matter of time before they open this one. Rangers in licorice all sorts as we see Tenzing Anderson tries to clear it from his defence with Dawu blocks the clearing effort, picks up the ball. Anderson up to the task, good effort, sees it away from him and out of play. 13 minutes gone. Thrown from Jake Vandermeer in a foreign fullback position, but he's playing it well so far. Into the middle to Mearns, nudges it back, looking for Vandermeer. Doesn't get enough on it, and Rangers can try and break away on the right. It's cut off from Griffiths, brought back through Patlano Atkinson. Towns loses it. Good tackle from Mearns. Finds a bit of space, plays for Sakiris. He strikes, and it's wide. Again, the Warriors break forward, and again, they just smash it towards goal, but it's wide and high off the boot of Sakiris. Maybe a couple of coats of paint, that's all it was. They all over the Rangers early days. But so far, they've every shot they've had, anything resembling a shot, has had far too much pepper on it. Long and strong it goes, brought down from Mearns. He is everywhere at the minute. Wadawu can't squeeze by Anderson, but with a bit of help from Hickey, he receives back on the right-hand flank. Towns pressures, down the line it goes. Gustafsson can't race it down, it's out for a throw-in. Townhouse, of all people, taking this one. Surely not, yeah. Common sense prevails. You don't have your star tossing them in.
No, you want them there to actually receive the throw, don't you?
Exactly right.
Hickey gets up and wins this one.
You don't see Messi taking throw-ins.
No.
And Messi doesn't have a real tight, blonde, perm-looking lid, as does the Townhouse. A real figure in this league. Comes from Patlano Atkinson, and he tries to just rattle it forward. It's blocked from Hoy and out for a throw-in. Along it goes, down the line, beyond halfway. They collide for it. It's squeezed between heads for a minute. Patlano Atkinson volleys. But Holmes and Gardens cuts off with a little bit of help from friends in Nichols. He sees it out of play. A little bit scrappy, early days. Not massive periods of possession. Warriors have looked the better in terms of creating chances, but they even the Warriors Glen McNeil's men haven't kept the ball all that well. Mearns and Patlano Atkins battles hard on the deck on all fours. In the end, it's a Ranger ball. Surprises even Lano Atkinson. He won't disagree, though. Long it goes down the line. Sanderson in for Edwards. It's cut off by Nichols. Too easy for the Warriors back there.
Yeah, I was about to say, Gil, it looks way too easy back there. There's no pressure at all coming from Rangers in terms of the final third pressure. Olympia have got all day just to knock it around and just do what they want with it. Build attacks from back there, and they're getting a lot of possession in their own final third. This boy gets through here and takes a couple on before knocking back to Mearns. Plays across. A sloppy ball gets cut off. Looks long for Edwards, but it's gone too far, and Lewis will clean this up easily. One thing I like about Lewis is his distribution it's unbelievable. He's probably he'd easily be the best goalkeeper in terms of his distribution in the league.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think in terms of by foot, there's no one better in this league. From a goalkeeper perspective, there's a couple of very, very handy goalkeepers in Graham Wright and Kane Pearce, and even Wilson down the other end for the Rangers. But in terms of distribution, no one touches Lewis. Very clean. His targets all day long. Hickey now from midfield goes to defence to Nichols. Just in cruise control back there. It's Griffiths with a nice little bit of footwork. Finds Gustafsson. Patlano Atkinson loses it. Griffiths back to Nichols. Blast long. It's cut off by Swirad and down for Edwards. In for Townhouse. It's won by Griffiths, and it's Mearns again. Plays wide right. Finds with Dawu. He plays the ball into the centre, and it's easily collected by Wilson on his line. So for all their territorial and attacking dominance, the Warriors still remain locked level with the Rangers nil all. As Holmes nods it back into his defence, Hill can almost race it down. Line beats him and it's out for a corner. Maybe the Rangers can catch them napping. Here we go.
It'll be a good chance, darling. This is going to be their first real attacking chance from the corner. It'd be good if they score to make the game interesting. But Olympia so far have just been too good, but they're getting the ball to positions up top, but wasting their crosses at the moment. So they need to work on that going forward in this game. So knock the corner over. And that has just narrowly shaved the top of the net there, Gilly. I'm not sure who that was that got the header on target.
Just about looked like Alex Holmes. We'll have a look, yeah.
It's definitely a Rangers player. Number 2, I think it was.
Looks like Nick Swirad. Jeez, he's got a fair piece of it. There wasn't much in that, Wiggo. That could have easily been a goal for the Rangers. The chance goes begging, you got to say. Good bit of work, though, from Swirad. This is better from the Rangers. They pressure them in their own half, Olympia. Griffiths looks to get it out. Patlano Atkinson races down the right, and it's a handball, I believe, against Griffiths. Free kick for the Rangers. Refereeing maybe has smiled on the visitors so far. They'll take everything they can get, though, up against the ladder leaders, the table toppers in the Warriors. Played short from Edwards to Patlano Atkinson to Towns. Gustafsson pressuring. He goes to Rigby. The ever cool, calm, collected Rigby. Plays forward, does well, finds Sanderson, and takes a nice touch from his chest. He battles for the ball with Nichols in an untoward fashion, says Phillips, and it'll be a free kick against the bearded Ranger. He just clattered into the back of Nichols on that occasion. So a free kick for the Warriors to be taken by Lewis. Talked about his distribution before. How's it going to go here? Plays long. Looking for Sakiris. Finds him. He nods it down. It's cut off by Swirad, and he looks to dart forward. clattered into by Hickey. Hickey not happy that it was, he thought he might be getting a slice of cheese. It's definitely a foul. Can't argue too much, in my opinion. Played forward. It's a nice bit of work from the Rangers. Edwards brings it down well. Pat Lanu-Atkinson's been lively. Threads through. Finds Sanderson. He misses this pass, and Nichols can just watch it out. Out for a throw-in in the finish. Deep in attacking areas for the Rangers.
Nichols is one of these players that doesn't try anything too fancy, does he? He just does what, plays the percentages. Like just then he just knocked it out. He could have tried to turn back up the line and look for a pass, but he just thought, nah, not worth it back here. So Rangers takes a throw in across to Bound, I think it is there, and Hoy comes away with it. It's intercepted by a Rangers player there, and Griffiths knocks it up the line. Sekiris is in a foot race here with Swirad, but Swirad wins out, and Sekiris will try and take the throw early. Or will he? And you've got your centre forward taking throw-ins here. Hickey ends up with the ball back to Sekiris, plays it through to Hoy. Hoy's looking to create something here. Plays it back across to Griffiths, and again, like I said earlier, they're just wasting their chances of getting decent balls over.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know what the shot count's at we go, but in terms of opportunities, they've probably had almost double figures in terms of decent chances to either cross the ball or shoot the ball. And they've squandered them early days. 22 minutes gone, they've dominated this contest, but they've got nothing to show for it. From Towns into Rigby in the bullseye. Nudges by Hickey, but Mearns is there to support. Wrestles it back for the Warriors. Finds Gustafsson. He does well. Switches up along the ball. Finds Wadawu. He steps over. He's got Anderson for company. Finds Gustafsson. Keeps it moving. Finds Hoy. Bit of trickery. Fires. It's a curling ball, but it doesn't curl enough and not hit with enough menace to trouble Wilson in goal. He collects gleefully. And the Rangers yet again answer the questions posed of the Warriors. Long it goes, and it's seen out by Griffiths and out for throwing. Griffiths made a good return so far into the Warriors lineup.
Yeah, he hasn't made any mistakes as yet, has he? He's been pretty solid.
He has been pretty solid. A lot of action on this flank as well, we go. I think Pat Lanu-Atkinson and Griffiths have both been busy. That's where much of the game's been played. Townhouse here picks it up off the boot of Vandermeer. He looks to either rocket a shot or across. It's blocked well by Mearns, who's been just about the player of the game so far. And Hickey's brought down. Will be a free kick for the elder statesman.
Gilly, can I get your thoughts on whether you think Olympia's probably trying to overplay it a little bit at the moment?
Yeah, well, it's been well publicised. Their issue at times this year has been very much finishing in cutthroatness in that front third. They often try and walk it in. They just got to pull the trigger, but pull the trigger with high percentage plays as it comes forward from Lanu-Atkinson. Barnstorming run. He's brought down from Hickey. Hickey's just testing the patience, I think, of Craig Phillips as we see this. Hickey clattering in to the fullback. Phillips with a few choice words. Another one of them, and you expect to see a slice of cheddar for Big Hickey, who's been a frustrated figure in this opening 25. So Ute Towns, who's been very subdued. He takes a strike, looks over the top to Sanderson, brought down from Holmes. Towns wins back from Rangers, off his head, comes to Hickey. Gustafsson sees it by Lanu-Atkinson, and they're on here, the Warriors. Hoy watches it out to Gustafsson, steps over, holds it up, calls for support. It comes back through Hoy. Oh, their connection is wonderful. Comes from Gustafsson, wide right. Wadawu comes, but he comes too late, and it's seen out from Anderson. Got the ball, and Wadawu's gone down, but I think it's more Wadawu's running to his boot than the other way around. He's kicked the ball, and then Wadawu's clattered in, so if anything, it's a foul against Wadawu for mine.
Or just play on.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it looks like he might have actually copped a high elbow at the very end there. I don't know if we can get the replay again or not. If we just watch the right arm as it goes through, you might just see here, slowing right down, and so he's clearing now, but he leaves the right arm up. Not that there's any malice in it, but I think it just collects Wadawu in the... Yeah, just there. Looks like it collects him in the top of the scone.
Yeah, I don't know what your point of view is on it. There's nothing.
Nothing in it at all.
Yeah.
It's his arm's swinging anyway. He's just trying to keep his balance as he's clearing, basically. But
Might see a change earlier than expected from the Warriors. Of course, they've got Harry Woolley on their bench. It could see maybe him come on and Griffiths put up top, or Woolley go straight up top. We'll see what comes
the
from
old
this.
concussion test, he's got the fingers up.
Yeah, he has. Of course, Warriors are a very, very professional club. They've got a full-time physio, and he'll do all the due diligence that's required.
He does look a bit shaky here on the feet.
He does indeed.
Hope he's all right.
We still hear from ground level. We go Hickey with pointed directions, just keeping them on task here, the Warriors.
Yeah, no, I think maybe he's frustrated with the amount of sort of the waste that's been going on, really. I mean, for my mind, they've just, like I said before, their crossing has been really ordinary. They've got the ball into good positions out wide, and then they knock the ball just too far, and Wilson's able to clean it up, or it's going out. Just really not great use of the ball once they get it up. They're dominating all facets of the game.
Mearns right there with a nice looking cross, but just a little bit too much on it. They are dominating this ball game in every facet, but the score, which remains level. Wilson.
Imagine the longer that goes on, the more nervous George will get.
The more nervous a lot of these Olympia faithful get. We've seen crowds have been pretty solid this season. There's just a whole lot of support for this proud club as Mearns rises high, wins for the Warriors. Vandermeer streams forward. He loses it as Towns gets involved. He bustles back into Towns, and it will be a foul against the big fullback. Maybe a smart one from him, because it allows Olympia to get back into position and pile their numbers back. Swirad and Towns combine, and now maybe Towns can stretch the legs. Again, Hickey comes in. A decent coming together. He's just testing Craig Phillips in there.
I reckon he's responsible for more than half of Olympia's fouls so far.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's right.
Rigby loses it in shocking fashion, really. Far too casual on the pill, but luckily Lanu Atkinson there to cut off a Gustafsson ball to the left. And Edwards does well just to mop up. Almost a shocking effort from the Rangers. Seeing they've absorbed all sorts of pressure from the Warriors. Griffiths plays through, finds Sakiris, gets a nice touch out to the left, and then Swirad sees it out.
I've liked Swirad's game so far.
Yeah.
He's been really good.
100% agree, we go. I think he's been quality. I think him and Lanu Atkinson have been really sound back there. Yeah, I reckon my top three plays so far, and it's only 29 minutes old, it'd be those two and Mearns as it's played from Hoy. Crossing the middle, he misses a white shirt and finds a maroon one as Hill, who can stream forward. Finds Bound. Plays out in front of Sanderson. Vandermeer nips in front. Back to Lewis. Anderson wins, but puts it straight out of play. Play back in their defence. Very patient, the Warriors. No need to rush, really. Inside he goes. Mearns with a rare error, but he gets to make up for it. Finds Hoy. Back with Mearns. They battle in there. It's two good young midfielders and good challenge from Yute Towns in the end. With Hoy, though, as Pat Lanu Atkinson cuts off a Warriors attack. Griffiths through along the carpet. Finds Gustafsson. Hoy through to the top of the box. It's good work from Sakiris. Good first touch. Finds Gustafsson, and it's a penalty. I'm not sure whether that... Is it a penalty?
I'm pretty sure it is. If you look here, it looks like he gets his back right leg as he's going through.
I have to watch this one again. It's the Townhouse. He has the ball here.
Oh, that's straight into the back of him, basically. I don't know.
know.
It's hard to tell from this
I
angle.
think Gustafsson made the contact there myself. Wouldn't mind seeing another replay, but we'll go live with the penalty. Go live with the penalty. We'll watch the replay in a moment. James Wilson just seen a slice of cheese for afters with Craig Phillips. So Wilson, got to keep it out. I wouldn't mind seeing that one again after the penalty, because I actually think Gustafsson made the contact. I think there's no question Townhouse came into the back of him, but I don't know whether he knew too much about it. So Sekiris, the spot, played himself into some form in recent times. He can put the Warriors' first goal away here this afternoon. Steps up, fires, sends Wilson the wrong way, and it's goal time. Sekiris opens the ledger here for the Warriors. After all sorts of early domination from the Olympia FC Warriors, they finally get their lead through unlikely circumstances from the spot. We might just get that challenge again, Ash Wilkes, if you can bring it up for us. So we see it here, Sekiris. It was good work from him. First touch, little nudge forward. So Townhouse has the touch. Gustafsson. Oh, I tell you what, there's not much in that. Oh. I reckon he's made the contact. There's contact, but I think he's made it. That's my opinion. But anyway, it wasn't the opinion of Craig Phillips, and he's the one that matters. Went to the spot, and Sekiris took it. Took it very well, he did. It's a goal for the Warriors. Down the line it goes from Griffiths. Swearad sees away from Gustafsson and out of play. Gustafsson throws in. Swearad brings down. It comes to Hoy. He fires wide and high from the top of the box. Just couldn't keep that one down. And we'll see it here. The Canadian. A whack. Just too much fizz on that ball. Out for a goal kick. Wilson plays forward. Beyond halfway it goes. It's won by Holmes. Seen clear from Hill. Hickey. With Dawu inside. Finds Gustafsson. Plays it with a flick. In the process, he copped a bit of contact from Towns. Be a free kick. Whereas Faithful with a few choice words.
No surprises. They get a bit chirpier when they're in front, don't they? Suddenly gone up a notch here with the crowd noise. So Gilly, you're telling me you think Gustafsson's done a bit of a Fabian Grosso from many years ago?
I think he's more brought himself into the line of Townhouse and invited the contact. As it's played in, Nichols looks to get on the end of it. Doesn't get convincing contact. It's picked up by Wilson. Yeah, I think he's invited the contact. And yeah, sure, it's come, but there wasn't a lot behind it. And I think probably if I'm in Phil's books, I might give a penalty just because of the way it looked on first glance. But with the benefit of a replay, it's soft.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We sit here and we watch 3 or 4 replays and go, oh, actually, that's not on. But we'll just see Wadawe's got the ball out wide here. He's going to get a second chance at a cross, but it's 2 ordinary crosses in a row from Wadawe. He's not had the best of starts to the game as yet in terms of his supply from the right. As Edwards gets the ball down here on the right-hand side, but Olympia comfortable again, and Lewis clears it upfield.
Towns loses it, comes across the seat away from Dawu and tries the old cheeky one that I'll have the throw, thanks. Not a chance in hell, you Towns. Throw in now. Vandermeer yet to be troubled out on that flank. In for Mearns. He's got all sorts of time and space. Comes to Hoy, who's been busy. Hasn't been all that influential for mine. Play forward from Sekiris. Inboard looking for Hoy. Cut off from Towns. Vandermeer down for Hickey, nudges back to Nichols. Nichols across to Holmes. Plays forward. Hoy on the ball. Gets by one. Dinks out in front. Looking for Gustafsson. It's blocked, and then Griffiths has an effort that he sent into the bushes. A wayward effort from the fullback. I think the Warriors have had a lot of the ball. Should have a whole lot more on the scoreline. But Rangers have been decent in defence. I think they've weathered a fair old storm. Wilson over the ball now. Plays forward. It's one down from Hoy to Sekiris, who's been pretty good. Back now for Gustafsson with a spin and a turn. He takes the ball from the D. Goes to Hickey. Tries a long-range effort. It's blocked. Still with the Warriors. No, it isn't, as Sanderson plays for Anderson. Gives it straight to Moons. He's got space to use. He uses it well. Fires a shot. It's saved by Wilson. Still there in congestion. Swirad wins. Cops a knock. The ball's still there, though, until Anderson clears. Sees it out of play and beyond halfway. Swirad down, I believe. Looks like it might be lights out for Swirad. We'll watch that save. Good save. And here we see Swirad comes for the ball. It holds up in the air, a bit of backspin. Oh, you were just about to say it. So he looks in a bit of trouble. Looks like the Olympia physio is going to give a helping hand. Lovely sportsmanship in that regard. Good save from Wilson. Bobbled up. Swirad went for it, as did Rigby. Oh, awful clashing of heads. Oh, he's gone. Oh Lord. They look concerned. They look pretty concerned, the Rangers. The Warriors will bring themselves together. Swirad, Nick Swirad. I think it's likely that'll be his day done, I reckon we go. Jumping to a fair old conclusion, but when you're down for the count for that sort of time, tough to see you continuing. He's slowly getting to his feet. He might have a fair bit of claret coming from the face. Probably might need a new set of teeth. It's in a bit of trouble. He just wanders off. Well done from Olympia. The physio coming out and giving a helping hand. Great sportsmanship in that regard. Really checking on Swirad there, who for me he's one of the players of the game so far, which is if that is his day done, it'd be a real loss. Looks like they'll get back and play football, though. We go. Maybe a time for Rangers just to breathe a sigh of relief, because they've been peppered so far.
They have, and if they've lost Swirad for the game, that's really going to hurt them quite badly in terms of the shape and strength he was giving them back there. He's really, from my mind, he's had Sekiris' number for the game so far. And Sekiris has had a couple of chances, but Swirad has been really, really impressive so far. So we'll just... it looks like someone's getting stripped off over there to come on, so I think Swirad's day's over.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Rosetto is coming on for the Rangers. Swirad done. Rosetto a bit of a utility. He can play at either end, but it looks like Sanderson will slot into central defence. Rosetto up top. Oh, he's a massive blow for the Rangers, we go. He's been one of the players of this opening half, and now his day's done. Hopefully it's not more serious than just today, because of course the Rangers in fourth position, they'll play Victory Cup football. They still have silverware to play for, and he'd be a key cog in that. It's played out from Lewis to Nichols to Griffiths. Miscues this ball. It's won by Lano Atkinson. Towns nips by one in Mearns. Mearns gets a leg on him. Play goes on. Advantage call from Phillips. Nudges wide. Finds Pat Lano Atkinson. Then navigate Hoy. Gustafsson provides pressure on Lano Atkinson. Terrific. Plays to Bound. Well, he spins and turns and beats one in Mearns, but then loses as Hoy comes in. But luckily it finds a maroon shirt. He tries to pick out Townhouse. Does a drop to the deck. Played forward from Gustafsson to Wadawu. Oh, looks to nip by Rigby. It's won by Towns. Oh, he goes straight through the middle of Hickey's legs, and it comes to Townhouse. He's had a poor half from Hill to Towns, and he loses it and out of play.
You're right, Gil. I've barely seen the Townhouse this half. It's quite surprising. Normally he's quite prominent, has a lot of touches early, and you love him.
Yeah, look, a bigger fan of the Townhouse you will not find, but he hasn't been able to have an influence on this contest. He's been well subdued, but to be fair to him, he's playing against the best midfielder in the competition and up against an experienced one that includes the likes of Shea Hickey. Swirad on the bench there receiving some attention, so we wish him well as Hill bolts by one. He's got Edwards on inside. He can't find him as Nichols cuts it off. Forward for Hoy. Townhouse nudges it with a bobble to Towns. Closed down by Mearns, but skips by him. Holds onto the ball, Townhouse. Can't get by Nichols. It's a good tackle from the experienced head. Oh, spin from Hoy. It's class, but Townhouse meets him with a heavy challenge. To Patlano Atkinson, back for the Townhouse, trying to find his feet. Does well here. To Bound. Wide to Edwards. Can he get inside of his fullback? He holds on to it well, but he's put himself under the pump here. Forces it out for a throw-in. Rangers looking a little bit brighter.
Yeah, it's funny, as soon as we say Townhouse is having a quiet one, he picks up about 4 touches in about 20 seconds there. So
yeah, both him and Towns need to get more involved in this contest if the Rangers are to take something from it. Edwards on that occasion, forcing it out. So a throw-in for the Englishman. We'll try and uncork a genie. He does, a long one. It's one in the air by Holmes. Edwards puts it back in. Rosetto rises high. Comes to Holmes and then to Edwards. Flashes a shot. It's off the back of Rosetto. Still in enemy territory for the Warriors. Cut off from Nichols to Townhouse, who's getting busy. Goes across to Lano Atkinson to Sanderson, who's back in centre back, showing that he's a very useful player. Just plug a hole. It's won by Rigby, forward for Hill, turns it wide. Played from Anderson, seen out by Holmes. No, it's not, but it's brought down illegally off the hand of Hill. It'll be a free kick for the Warriors. Not long to go in this opening half. Here we see Hill handle the ball as play goes on. We're back live. Towns tries to close down that Warriors defence. Holmes nudges it for Mearns. It's Townhouse who comes in with a heavy body charge. The Warriors win out and they're forward through Gustafsson, who uses those electric wheels. Finds Gavin Hoy, comes in. And so does Patlano Atkinson, who forces out for a corner.
That one nearly looked like more of a penalty than the first one.
Oh, it's not a penalty.
It's right in his back.
If this was a penalty, I'd be very, very annoyed. He won the ball. He won the ball, Wiggo.
But did he come from behind and through the legs though?
He won the ball, and Hoy's done the Flosbury flop. Don't give me that. If that's a penalty.
Well, the first one was probably less than that, to be honest.
I think Rangers is a bit stiff. Especially if they had that one. My Lord. Hoy now. Rings it in. Oh, it's tapped over the top by Wilson. Not all that convincing, but effective. And he'll seize it out further. We see. Yeah. It's not finesse, but it's effective, as I said. Vandermeer with a throw. Did it like he doesn't normally do throws, and that's exactly right. The big centre half, slotting into full back. There's a play from Mearns. Wide for Wadawa, he loses it. Tips out of play and out for a throw-in. So a minute to go and a bit of added time. Might be a little bit with the injury of Swirad. Throw in now, down the line from Anderson. One off the head of Wadawa. For Gustafsson, who's been busy. Townhouse rises high. He's caved into by the back of Gustafsson. They exchange words, the Townhouse and Gustafsson. Got a bit to say, the pair. Not like the Townhouse. Usually a very pleasant customer. Getting fiery, and I like it.
That's what the game needs.
Yeah.
A little bit of fire from the Rangers. Get
Hoy,
fired up, get angry.
Hoy pressures well on this occasion. Forces Rangers back into defence. Brought down off the chest. The Townhouse for Towns. Bound. Who, in my opinion, if they're going to make another change, he's the one I'd move out of that midfield. Really struggled to get into the game. It's won by Wadawa. He squeezes down that right-hand flank and is seen out from Anderson. Another corner. Keep on coming, the Warriors. Could find a second here. Corner now. Griffiths to whip it in. Big Takatsu in the background. Love his work as it comes in from Griffiths. On with the head from Anderson, streaming out from the front post. Scooped over the top by Hickey. Oh, Sakiris. Very nearly, guys at home. Lovely work. Just an agricultural scoop from Hickey, and Sakiris acrobatically wraps the boot around it and curled back, but just not enough. Lovely bit of work there from Sakiris. Smash forward from Wilson, long beyond halfway. It's won by Mearns again. Anderson helps it. On its way. Nichols, who's been brilliant at the back. Absolutely brilliant. Just been uncompromising, measured and clean. Very neat in possession is Lockie Nichols. Throw now. Down the line it goes. Gustafsson watches it run by him. Looks to run onto it. Rigby does well, stops it, plays forward for Hill. Hill chests into the centre, finds Bound. It's brought down from Towns, back to Bound. Oh, he looks to thread the needle and find Hill there, but it's cut off well by Vandermeer, out for a throw-in. Maybe the Rangers can catch the Warriors late here. The hosts have had far and away the better of this first half. Big Rossetto looking at Uncle Gagini here. He might go in the car park to roost this one. Plenty of bodies piling in to the box. Rossetto, here he goes. Oh, look at that. Long. Lewis rises highest. Collects the ball.
Interesting there. Lewis looked like he gave the attacker a bit of a shove in the back before he climbed up. Have a look at this.
I'm telling you this. If that's a keeper, that's a foul.
Other way around.
Yeah, the other way around is a foul.
Protected species.
I'm not saying that should be a foul, but the other way around it definitely would be. As Lano Atkinson plays into the middle. Towns just plays forward to no one in particular. And Lewis will have this ball. 47.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, I suppose that comes down to whether the keeper's holding his space or not, really, isn't it? Like if he's standing there and the player's backing into him, he's just keeping his hands up to keep him off. And maybe that's all right.
Yeah, it's a tough one because two bodies coming together, going opposite ways. There's always going to be one that comes off worse. As Rigby does well, gets by Vandermeer, plays forward for Rossetto. He doesn't know much about it. Nichols brings it down to Hickey. Forward from Griffiths to Hoy, turns it to Hickey. Looking for the run of Griffiths. It kept bombing down that line. Just to lose him, it's out for a throw-in. Pat Lanu Atkinson. I've liked the fullbacks on this flank. I've liked his work and I like Griffiths' work. Townhouse has come back into the game late in this half. Oh, Lano Atkinson gets by one, but he can't get by Gustafsson. Steals the ball for the Warriors. White shirts in the middle. He gets to the byline, cuts it back, looking for Hickey. Cut off by Lano Atkinson. Only as far as Hoy for the Warriors. Griffiths looks inside with a bit of shimmy and a shake. He gets by Townhouse. Oh, gets by another one. Over ambitious and let it run out of play. Let it run out of play. A bit of
razzle-dazzle by Jono there. Was pretty impressive stuff. Skipped by two.
It was, but this one here, the next one, I don't know whether it was needed. I reckon he could have maybe just measured across, but
just driven one across the hard
line,
across the 6 yard.
I suppose when it's working for you, it's working for you. You take everything you get as it comes along from Wilson off the head of Townhouse, brought down from Nichols, and it's half time at Warrior Park. And it's all the Olympia Warriors. They have dominated this contest. They only hold a 1-0 advantage, and it came from what was a somewhat dubious penalty. But they deserve a lead nonetheless. A good half from the Warriors. They'll go into the sheds rather content. The Rangers have some work to do, and they'll be without their centre half, English centre half, Nick Swadarad, who came off injured in that first half. We go. Best players from that opening half.
Yes, we rode till he came off. I think I agree with Lano Atkinson and Mearns. Hickey has been okay, but he's been giving away a lot of fouls. I don't think I've ever seen someone play so many fouls in a period of 20 minutes as he did at the start of that game.
Dan Brown.
That's true. Sakiris has been on the end of a lot of good work, but he hasn't finished too many other than the penalty. And probably Nichols has just been a constant source of, he's like a rock back there. He just doesn't do anything wrong. He makes the right choice every time. He's calm, he's confident. It must be nice, like I said before, it must be nice to have someone like that come back into your squad after, 4 or 5 months off and just refresh the boys a bit. Had a bit of steely resolve back there, and you can tell he's quality. He just does not make a mistake back there, and he intercepts, makes passes, kicks it out when he has to. He doesn't try anything too fancy. I think he reads the game well in that regard. He knows what's required, and he always does that. And I think he's probably been, he might have just taken over as the best player towards the latter half of that first half.
Yeah, as the first half highlights are playing, all of them just about coming at that end of the pitch and with white shirts in possession. I think for me, the pick of the Rangers was Surad before he went off injured. Patlanu Atkinson on the right flank. For the Warriors, it's definitely Nick Mearns in midfield, been very influential. You've got, as Wigo said, Nichols at the back being measured, controlled, cool, calm, collected. Hickey's Hulsville been busted as usual. He rarely plays a bad game to Shea Hickey. And up top, Gustafson's buzzed around and done plenty. So that's the story of the first half, a 1-0 advantage to the ladder leaders and the hosts, Olympia FC Warriors. An important lead for them up against the bogey side in the Rangers. They have battered them in this first half, but they've found it hard to break them down and put shots on target. The Rangers have been pretty decent defensively, but they've weathered a storm. They need to come out in the second half and find some attacking impotence. And some attacking influence, rather. They've really been lost for ideas, pushing beyond halfway. They need to get Towns and Townhouse into the game. We're going to have a bit of a breather now here at Warrior Park. Get warmed up and ready for what should be a cracking second half. Hopefully the Rangers come out energised and ready for the contest. Olympia at the moment, though, the game's in their hands and they're in the driving seat. Bye for now. Stay with us.
also have unique falls, ladies and gentlemen, out there at Newtown Road. Go and see John and Tony Morris for your fairy leads, tiles, park tree, and carpet, of course. I remind you once again, we have our wood area over there. Go and see Stuart.
Rangers out and ready for a big second half. They currently trail the Warriors 1-0. And Olympia just taking their time to come back out in the second half. Plenty of talking points in that first half. We go. The major one, that penalty that gave the Warriors the lead. I think we were both in agreement that real time we probably would have given it as a penalty. But with the benefit of a replay, fairly soft, and maybe the Warriors a touch fortunate.
Yeah, I think you're probably onto something there, Gilly. I mean, we do have the benefit of seeing it 6 or 7 times in slow motion, and here we see it again as Gustafsson picks up the ball here. And it looks like he just takes his first touch in front of Tannhauser, and then he makes himself sort of... I mean, he could have kept running there, but he slowed down. And then he throws his whole body on the ground and probably rolls around and screams that penalty. Tannhauser didn't do a lot wrong there, to be honest. I mean, all he's done is kept running the line he was running, and
he's run in a straight line, effectively.
Yeah, Gustafsson's just cut across him and slowed down a bit.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, and that's what I thought pretty early on, with the benefit of the replay, is that he's ran into Tannhauser's line and made the contact happen more than Tannhauser has cleaned him up. That's my opinion. Happy to hear other opinions. If you can get on board at FootballFedTaz, send us a tweet or drop us a comment on the blog. Get involved in the conversation here at Warrior Park. At the moment, it's 1-0 to the Warriors. Rangers with it all to do. 45 minutes ahead of them. There'll be some Zebra fans and some South Hobart fans hoping they can peg at least one back. For mine, they've got to get Towns, Tannhauser and Edwards more into the game. They're 3 key pillars for the Rangers. For the Warriors, they've just got to keep doing what they're doing, but maybe take more chances.
Or knock some decent balls over it help too, Gilly. I think we harped on about in the first half. They get the ball down the flanks, and then crosses they're putting over are just not into good areas.
So kick-off, it'll be for the Rangers this time, and they're going out towards the street end, and then Olympia towards the highway. Really got to work on some names for these various ends at grounds. So it looks like both teams have come on unchanged. I might be wrong. I often am, but I can't see any changes. Kick off, and it's Tannhauser who straight away just propels long and wide down the line, calling for the run of Chris Hill. Maybe a little bit too much mustard on the distribution from the big Tannhauser. Lewis over the ball. Plays long, beyond halfway. Over the head of Tannhauser, brought down from Sanderson. Vandermeer sweeps it back to his goalkeeper and Lewis. And again you hear Shea Hickey in there barking directions. He is a real leader in this group. Maybe the captain behind the captain. It's him now who nudges back to Nichols. Through for Securis, bobbles up, and it's Towns who wins. It's probably a foul against the striker. Just clattered into young Towns. He'll walk away with a bruise at least. Played forward. It's an absolute shocker from the Rangers. Taken quickly from Bowen. It was absolute stinker.
Certainly not going to create any chances if they're playing balls like that out of from their free kicks. Giving their strikers no chance.
This is played forward, off the head of Anderson. Sanderson. Didn't even mean to rhyme, it's just their names. He brings it down, and Wadawu nips in. That fiery haircut. Played forward for Vandermeer. Bobbles off Gustafsson, sit for Wadawu, put across from Vandermeer. It's a nice ball from Vandermeer, but it's cut off by the Rangers. Well done from Tannhauser, nudges by one. Bowen Oh, he holds up for a moment, but it's still going for the Rangers. Out through Tannhauser to Rosetto. This is better from the Northerners. Swept across from Rosetto. It's the top of the 6-yard box. It's cut off from the Warriors. Still in congestion. Bit panicky back there. Holmes sees away. It's Edwards on the ball. Bobbles up on him. He kicks it in over Darwin, and it's out for a throw-in. Edwards not looking like himself in this contest, but we heard when he came over to us at half-time, we go, he's battling illness. So
I think he said he had tonsillitis.
yeah, so interesting to see he's out there. Throw in now. It comes into the centre. It doesn't suit Townhouse. It's won by the Warriors. Moons very casually puts it out in front of Waddell. He calls for him to run. He does. He gets by one in Anderson. There for Gustafsson from the byline. Plays it back. Towns cuts it off. No one home in a white shirt. Sweeps forward from Bound. He coughs it up. Hickey forward for Hoy. Breaches the box. Oh, he loses it as it bobbles around and then is seen clear from Hill. Over the head of Rosetto and Nichols. They collide. Nichols with pace and class. Turns around. Finds Griffiths. Forward for Hoy. Nudges inside. Finds Griffiths. Keeps running. Blocked by Patlano Atkinson. Back through Bound to him. Goes to Towns in midfield. To Townhouse. In the bullseye. Plays out left. Finds Edwards. He gets by Vandermeer. Should enter the box now. Oh, he steadies to shoot, and it's absolute shocker. Adam Edwards did everything but the finished product. Nipped into the box. Maybe struck too early, did Adam Edwards. He's got nothing of that. We go. Got a very, very small piece of it.
I think he had a little bit more time than that, Gilly. He could have probably got another 5 or 6 steps. I know Holmes was coming across to cut him off, but he could have at least had another 2 or 3 steps and then pulled the trigger, but he didn't. Like I said, he didn't get much contact on that. Could have done a lot better.
Nichols on the ball now. Forward for Gustafsson. It's there for Hoy. Nudges by. Finds Griffiths. Seen out from Hill. Down the line it comes. It's with Gustafsson. Bobbles up on him. Sees it over the top of Rigby. Rigby yet again had very little to do with that contact. It'll be a foul against the defender. We'll watch this one we go. So he brings it over the top. Oh, it's probably a foul against Rigby. Truth be told, he wasn't happy with it. It was a foul. A free kick for the Warriors in dangerous area. Hoy whips it in. Top of the 6-yard box. Brought down from Nichols. Sits right for Gustafsson. And he clatters a shocking shot over the top. The Rangers escape once more as we'll see the replay. Came in. It was off the head of Anderson even for the Rangers. And got a piece of it, Gustafsson, but just couldn't bring it under his spell. Skied high and over the bar. So Wilson over this goal kick. Something going on. Dane Hudson has been sent off from his technical area. He's been sent off. So there we go. Bit of added drama, had a few choice words to Craig Phillips, and now he's watching from the fence.
I wonder what he said there, because
he's holding it up.
Oh, he's gone back over.
He's told
Leave
he has
the
to go
ground.
further.
Go get in your car, he says.
So Dane Hudson,
that's taking your job seriously.
Yeah, he's really made him move. He's going to have to go and stand fair away from the technical area.
Go down behind the goals and throw a few cans.
So there we go. I didn't see the altercation of what unfolded, but I can only imagine he's given big filthy Craig Phillips a bit of an earful.
I wonder if it's stemming from that the foul that Rigby just made a couple of seconds ago against Gustafsson. We said it looked a little bit soft, and maybe he's just blown up about it. He's had enough of the diving antics, or maybe what he says is diving antics. I mean, on second look, there was a foul, but you can understand how he probably saw it differently from the sidelines.
Throw in now. Pat Atkinson brings it in. Nichols over the top. Fouls his Ranger opponent, so it's a free kick. Ute Towns sweeps from right to left. Edwards collides with Vandermeer. Ball's up. It's there for Anderson. Picks up the ball. Got Wadawa keeping him company. Comes to Edwards from the byline. He'll look to cut it back. Well, he does well to see it from the legs of Hickey. It's out for a goal kick. Oh, no. A corner in the finish. Must admit, on first glance, I thought it may have collected a little bit of Hickey, but then the way the Rangers reacted, it was pretty obvious that, for me, that it wasn't a corner. But they've got one anyway. Geez, this would be a sucker punch if it really just went in and tied up this contest.
Mearns gets up and headers their corner away to safety there, and it looks like Olympia's ended up with a throw in here. Gustafsson takes it early, plays it to Securis. Securis tries to find... Oh, it should be a foul there, yeah. Probably should have played advantage there, Craig, but he's really loving his whistle today. Gilly's it's been on it all day. Holmes will take the free kick. Plays it down to Vandermeer, who tries to take off down the line. Wadawa ends up with the ball, but goes back under his feet and it's intercepted by Rangers. Rosetta has the ball here. Trickles out for a throw in to the Rangers, I think.
Comes down the line. Holmes wins away from Edwards, and it's out of play and out for a throw-in. Anderson to bring it in. Looks inside, throws down for Ute Towns. He brings it down. He's chopped down from Gustafsson. A free kick for the Rangers, just beyond halfway on this left-hand side. Anderson switches up, finds Rigby, fakes and shimmies and leaves it for Pat Atkinson. Takes a touch in front of him. Hill keeps it moving down that flank, and so does Atkinson. It's seen out from Securis. It's a Warrior ball, so a really good challenge from Securis.
Bit of a scrap here between both sides. Nichols ends up with the ball though, and watching him, he'll probably somehow find a pass out of the midst of that, which he does. Plays it back to Holmes, and Lewis ends up with the ball now. Looks up and assesses his options and bombs it straight down the guts. Nearly finds Securis' head, but it's just slightly over. Townhouse picks up the ball, but it ends up with Hickey somehow here, and Hickey plays into the legs of the Rangers player and finds Hoy on the rebound. Griffiths plays back to Nichols, and then he carries the ball out of defence. He just looks like he's on another level to everybody else today. He's just got so much time with the ball, and he just doesn't lose it once he gets it. So we see another foul here from Rangers. And looks like they're going to make a sub now as well.
Looks like Kenta Yamane is going to come into the mix and maybe bound to make way. I think that's a good change, an appropriate change for the Rangers. So off comes Bound and on comes Yamane. Hill on the ball now. Races away. Beyond halfway he looks to go, but he's screeched to a halt. Foul against the Warriors. A free kick for the Rangers just on halfway. The game's still alive, we go. A 1-0 scoreline means that the Warriors aren't out of trouble here.
Yeah, we always say that there's multiple different scorelines that are dangerous, and 1-0 is one of those. All it's going to take is a goal for Rangers to feel like they're really in the hunt here. And I mean, they've only had a couple of shots off target all game, but it takes a little slice of luck and they're right back in it.
Yeah, there's that nonsense that, 2-1's the most dangerous scoreline, or whatever the bloody hell they say, 3-1, or I've heard about 1,000 examples, but clearly it's 1-0. as it comes down the left. Tenzing Anderson back now for Rosetto. Just puts it into Vandermeer and earns himself a throw in. Throw in now. Anderson out in front of Edwards. Holmes just uses his muscle and watches it out. Comes out on the left to Nichols. Bobbles up on him. Plays forward. Out on the left, it's Hoy. But it's Rigby who meets it first and smashes it into Hoy and out of play. So a throw in for the Rangers. 58 minutes old is this game. You see in the background of that shot, Nick Swirad in a bit of trouble. Apparently a split lip from an incident. He collided with a teammate in Aiden Rigby. Thrown now for Pat Lanu-Atkinson.
Well, to be fair, Gilly, I think Rangers are actually in this half more than they were in the first half. They were at least getting a little bit of the ball. Olympia just really didn't share the ball at all in the first half, did they? There was, pretty much, I reckon if we had a possession stat, they would have had at least 75% in the first half. This half, they haven't really gotten into too much dangerous territory, so fair play to Rangers. They're actually holding their own this half. If they can put one away, game on.
Yeah, you're right. They've, I think Olympia have just gone back in their shell a little bit as well. I think, Rangers are in this contest and they know it. It's played back to Lewis from the 6-yard line. He meets it and plays left. Finds Nichols. Forward for Mears, nudges further for Griffiths and seen clear from Hill and out of play. Another throw for Griffiths, down the line to Gustafsson. Keeps the ball, does well. It's by a couple. He's brought down by Rigby. Might be a yellow card. It's a yellow against Rigby. A slice of cheese for Rigby. Dane Hudson, as we can see there, I think having a chat to Vicky Morton. He's sent from his technical area. Hayden Rigby in the book. Standing skipper for the Rangers. Brought in, seen clear. Falls for Hill. Looks to play for Edwards. Misreads it. It's out of play. Rangers look to be on the break there, but geez, Edwards just didn't have a handle on things. Forward it comes through Vandermeer for Sekiris. Bobbles up on him and seen clear.
Vandermeer just kicks it straight into the hand of a Rangers player there, but it calls for handball, but he didn't really have his hands anywhere that he could have had a choice about that, so probably the right call there. Rangers get forward here, and it looks like they're going to earn themselves nothing. It's gone out for a goal kick. Have a look at the shouts for handball here. Yeah, difficult one to call against the Rangers, but they didn't really have a lot of choice there.
No, he didn't. Lewis on the ball. Played forward. Beyond halfway it goes. Anderson wins in the air away from Wadawi. Brought down. It's Vandermeer. He finds Wadawi, finds Mearns. It's with Gustafsson. This is good stuff from the Warriors. Comes from Mearns to Sekiris. He can't get a shot off because Lanu-Atkinson intervenes. Beautiful stuff from Pat Lanu-Atkinson. We'll watch this again. It was slick carpet football from the Warriors. Mearns, silver service. Great tackle from Pat Lanu-Atkinson. Being one of few winners for the Rangers in this game. Beyond the hour mark we march. Comes long from Wilson to halfway. Wadawi wins. Comes for Sanderson. Plays centrally. It's cut off. Sanderson does well to win again. Towns from the bullseye. Plays wide right. Cut off from Griffiths, who's been good. Dashes away now, Griffiths. It's cut off from Towns. It looks like Headland's warming up on the Rangers bench. Another change might be imminent. Long it comes, wide right. Finds Wadawi. He's got Anderson to navigate, does it with aplomb, plays back, finds Hoy, bobbles up for him, brings it down, brings it under his spell, but fires wide and high off the left peg. Sends it on the highway in the finish. The first touch was horrible, bobbled up for him. The second touch, exquisite. The third touch went over not just the goal frame, but the netting behind it. I think that's highway bound.
Yeah, it's the hard thing about this artificial surface as well, is that when the ball spins, it really does grip on this pitch unless it's wet, and it doesn't look too wet out there just yet. So probably spun back a tiny bit on Hoy there, and he couldn't actually get his foot back over the ball to keep it down.
Nichols on the ball. Plays back to Holmes. Just looking to get an update from the other games we go. Getting the other game at KG5 hasn't quite started. There's full time from Valley Road. Comfortable victory for the hosts. 4-1. And Todd Hinkston on the score sheet. Love it. A good win from the Devonport Strikers. They were sitting in 7th. They'll actually leapfrog Kingborough now. Kingborough actually run the risk of potentially missing out on the Victory Cup after sitting pretty in 4th for quite some time. Griffiths on the ball, swings it across. It eludes everyone in the finish and runs out of play for a goal kick. I think he's called a corner in the finish. Jeez, I don't know about that. We go.
I couldn't see anything, to be honest, but I don't know. He hasn't. I'm a bit reluctant to say anything about referees on here because it comes back to bite you from your experience, Gilly. So I'll just keep quiet.
Yeah, probably fair call, smart call. The ball comes in. It's off the noggin of Alex Holmes and flies wide to the right. We see that one again, wide and right. Goal kick. Pumped long. It's one off the head of Rosetto, but it's good pressure from Vandermeer winning it for the Warriors. Moons to Wadawu. Cut off from Sanderson. With Rosetto again. Vandermeer asks for the ball. Doesn't get it. There's a lot of people filthy about that one. Throwing comes from Rosetto. Alas, it's Rangers' ball. Down the line it goes. Well won by Griffiths. Had the better of Edwards on that occasion. Townhouse wins it. Puts it out in front of Towns. Switches right. Patlano Atkinson with a touch. And a couple more. Through to Towns. Get by Hoy. Oh, he looks to get by Hickey. There's no getting by Hickey. He wins the ball. Plays forward for Sekiris. Sekiris is offside, but Gustafsson isn't. Keeps running. Keeps it alive. Good bit of work from Gustafsson. The Rangers defence asleep. Patlano Atkinson pushes him over. And it's a penalty. And that one looked a penalty. We'll watch it again. Oh, yet again, though. Geez, he went to ground easy. I don't want to... Yes. I think it's probably a penalty. It looks like it's a slice of cheese for someone. So it's another penalty for the Warriors. As I said, Craig Filthy Phillips, not impartial to a bit of criticism. James Wilson just needs to watch himself here. They're having a chat. So I don't know what's going on here. If I'm on, we go. I reckon that's a pretty soft penalty as well. Very soft penalty. I think if you flapped a feather near Gustafsson, he'd go to deck. I don't want to sound too critical of a great player, but jeez, there's 2 or 3 occasions now where he's just gone to ground far too easily for mine. Penalty. Secura steps up. Oh, it goes in. Oh, good. Well saved by Wilson, but a poorly struck effort from Sekiris. The first one he set convincingly struck. That one not so. And maybe a little bit of justice there. I don't know. You're of the opinion we go that is a penalty, albeit maybe a slightly soft one. But
really soft one, Billy.
Yeah.
But that's a terrible penalty.
Yeah, it's not a great penalty. The first one, it was convincingly struck, as I said. That one, not so. Right, Olympia still in the box seat, though, but that would have been a nervy moment for George Marcus and Glenn McNeil, the leaders of this football club. Hoy loses it. Towns gets involved now. Looks inside. Nudges for Kenta Yamane. Haven't called his name too many times. Just freshly introduced to the contest. Back from Anderson to Sanderson. Goes long down the line. It's picked up by Rossetto. He does well. Holds it up. Plays for Anderson. He's kept on running. He just propels it into the middle. It's a chaos ball, but it's seen clear from Nichols and out of play. Rangers still in this game. As long as it remains 1-0, Olympia will remain nervous. Throwing from Anderson to Sanderson. I love calling that. Back for Towns. He finds a bit of space. It's just cut off from Griffiths. Falls for Edwards. Dinks inside. Looks to shoot. It's lost through Mearns. And then Edwards gets a heavy touch that will almost run out. Vandermeer holds it. Plays for Dawu. Nudges inside. Mearns gets it on the boot. Calls for runners. They never come. Wilson will pick it up outside his box. Oh, some footwork where it probably wasn't needed, but they should escape the Rangers. Through Rigby and Townhouse. Too casual on the ball. Moon steals for the Warriors. Dinked over the top delightfully by Wadawu, and Sakiris is offside. The linesman thwarts a promising attack for the Warriors.
Rossetto with the ball here on the left Rangers, and Wadawu gets a little tackling, but Rossetto does well there and ends up playing the ball across. Edwards gets a leg on it, but it ends up with Holmes, who clears comfortably. Gustafsson gets it, knocks it out wide, but a horrible pass that goes astray there. Mearns looks for Griffiths there, but again, there's a pass that just doesn't quite hit the target. Holmes with the ball now, knocks it forward and gives Griffiths something to chase there. It looks like he's probably just going to... Oh, no, it's just run out. Bad luck with us. He put in a fair old slog to get there.
Lovely to have Big Johnny Bolos on board, the ex-CEO of Football Federation Tasmania, current acting CEO of Parramatta Eels, tuning in live and clear with sliceofcheese.net. He's loving the Anderson to Sanderson call. They're combining well on that side. One by Mearns, switches out wide to the right. It's cut off by Anderson. There for Towns. Plays forward to Rossetto on the halfway point. Hits by Vandermeer. Switches well. It's a long high ball and it's a good one. Hill brings it down with a nice chest. Patlano Axton bombs on. Plays forward. Finds Townhouse. He's smothered by a couple of Rangers. Back now for Sanderson. Oh, he gets by Hoy. Gets by Gustafsson and goes down. A foul. And Warriors have a bit to say on that far side, but geez, I reckon they should take what they've got. It's played forward, brought down from Griffiths. A swinging foot from Mearns. It comes to Rossetto. Can he steady and shoot? He's going to navigate Hickey. He's a tricky customer. He gets it down the left and it just races away from Anderson and over the byline.
Gonna be interested to get your thoughts on Rosetto's game since he's come off. I think he's been pretty good.
He's asked a few questions to Jake Vandermeer on that flank. I think the big body is something that really changes the mix for the Rangers. As it's played long and brought down from Sanderson to Towns. Gets on the boot. It's a nice ball out in front of Hill. Griffiths brings it down, maybe illegally, but Filthy Phillips keeps play going. It's a throw in for the Warriors. Hoy down the line, finds Sakiris, nips inside. Rigby wins. It's a foul against Sakiris. Maybe a little square up there. I think he's maybe just trying to win back a bit of affection from Rigby. Played forward by the big centre half from Anderson. Miscues a ball meant for Edwards. Nichols steals. Plays inside. Hoy's brought down viciously from Anderson. A free kick against the young fullback of the Rangers. Watch it again. He's just whacked him. And the Cookie Monster's going to have a bit to say. One of my favourites. There he is, the big Cookie Monster. Big Alistair Cook.
Slice of cheese coming up.
A classic call just then, by the way. He's been doing it all day, Craig. Like, you'd hear that around grounds across the country, I reckon, that sort of thing. Substitute Craig with any other name of a referee. Classic stuff from supporters. It looks like Good Friday Woolley be introduced. Big Harry Woolley. Looks like Jake Vandermeer will have a spell. Doesn't look exactly wrapped with it. Just wandering over, and Harry Woolley will come on for a run. So maybe they've noticed Rosetto's getting the better of that side in recent times, and they're looking to clamp down on that. Played forward from Lewis. Beyond halfway it goes. Securis wins. He's unwatched. Arno Atkinson gives it back to him. It's a free kick for the Rangers, strangely. I think it might have been offside against Securis. Sanderson now. It's Rosetto. Just wanted to make it Anderson. Rosetto puts it out in front of Yamane. Oh, he does well. Beats one in Holmes. Can't beat Hickey. Been so often the case for the Rangers. Hickey has thwarted these attacks. And look at that. Very measured. Goes back to Lewis. Long and strong. Sanderson cuts it off with a vicious volley to Yamane. Mearns wins, and he's met by Towns. It'll be a free kick for the Olympia number 6. In no rush to get things moving. Holmes is, however. Gets on the boot, finds Woolley out on this right-hand flank. Townhouse stands up to him. Woolley still on the ball. Sees it Aleph Anderson and out for a throw-in. Throws into the box. Securis looks to me at the front post, and Rigby nods out. It's out for a corner. Olympia still loom large here.
We need good one, Jonah. We need a good corner.
So it looks like Gustafsson in no rush whatsoever to take it. It might even be Griffiths that plays short to him. And just having a little conference in the corner. In the end, it's play from Griffiths to the front post. Swept clear from Rigby. Off Anderson, and it's Mearns who wraps his boot around it. But that one would have missed 3 goals. And it looks like there might be another change. Third and final for the Rangers. Yeah, Adam Edwards, we've mooted the fact that he's been clearly hampered by tonsillitis. And Dylan Headland, a youngster for the Rangers who has pace to burn. Lightning quick wheels does Dylan Headland. Looking to give something in this last 15. Wadawi sees clear from Rosetto and out of play. A throw-in now for Anderson. Rangers continue to chase this game. A throw-in from Anderson back from Townhouse. Forward over the head of Rosetto. Yamane battles in there. Oh, it's a foul against Nichols. Maybe a little bit stiff there, the Warrior. Comes from Townhouse. So he's over this free kick. Opts to go wide. Finds Towns. Hasn't had the best of it today, and here's another occasion. Loses it for an instant off Gustafsson. Wins back. Plays to Sanderson, the man they call Ric Flair up at the NTCA. Hits this forward. A distinct lack of flair on that ball. Easily collected from Lewis.
Not going to lie, Gilly, I think about at least 30% of the fouls today, I've had no idea what they've been for.
There's been a few of those. Craig Filthy Phillips has been the centre of attention. He's fun and games with Big Filth. Thrown now for the Warriors deep in their attacking areas. Front third. It'll be interesting to get the thoughts of Dane Hudson, who of course has been ejected from his technical area, and also Glenn McNeil post-game on the refereeing, because it'll be interesting whether Glenn thought they had a case on both occasions for penalties. My opinion was they were fortunate on both occasions.
But as the coach of Olympia, he will definitely say penalties all day.
I reckon he'll say, I didn't see the incident, but the referee's doing his job, so be it. It's a classic line as Hickey delivers in. Oh, it's almost with Badawi, but Sanderson wins it with a head out for Hoy. Nudges to Griffiths, back for Hoy, the Canadian, finds a bit of space. 1-2s with Nichols, and he's brought down from Hill. That's a foul.
Slice.
That's a clear-cut foul, and it's got to be a slice of Coon's best, you'd think.
Is he not going to get a slice?
Going over to have a chat with young Chris Hill.
Wow.
No slice of cheese from Craig Filthy Phillips. He keeps us guessing in the com box.
He nearly took his legs clean off there, Gilly.
Yeah, he got the hacksaw out and just went to town on him with that one, but free kick for Olympia. It's delivered in from Mearns. He was off the head of Yamane in the finish, so I imagine this will be a Warriors corner. Yeah, I think it's off Yamane, that one. So it'll be a Olympia Warriors corner. Gustafsson over it. Back live. Delivers in. Oh, looking for Nichols, but Wilson rises high and does well. Wilson hasn't done too much wrong today. Propels this one forward. Beyond halfway it goes. Over the head of Griffiths. Woolley across to cut it off. Hill keeps it alive for the Rangers, trickling down that line. Oh, it's a foul against the Warriors, and they're filthy. They know that one attacking movement could bring this game undone for them. Oh, a slice of cheese for John O'Griffiths. Said a little bit too much to be Craig Filthy Phillips. He has gone out and delivered him a great big slice of coon. So it's Chris Hill over this one. He's scored some absolute crackers this season. Will this be one of them? Takes the free kick. It's in the box. It's a chaos ball. Headland hits it. Comes back through Patlanuaxon. Hill just tries to get it back in the danger zone, but unfortunately scuffs this effort and it's out for a goal kick. So the Warriors breathe a sigh of relief.
True to form, that was another free kick that I had no idea what it was for, Gilly. But Rangers will take any of these gifts they can get. I've just put on the blog a few minutes ago that Olympia have been pretty disappointing this half in terms of their play. As Woolley ends up with the ball here, Milson ends up with it in his arms. Been pretty disappointing with their play in this half, but Rangers still haven't been able to make any inroads up forward. We've had another 2 shots off target this half, and that's it. So it's been pretty hard watching from Rangers' perspective, I think. But
It has indeed. They haven't been able to make that headway though. Played forward from Rigby. One down for Griffiths. Stolen by Rosetto, and he can run for the Rangers. A good tackle from Nichols. Been a real pillar of strength back there today. Throw in from Hill. Lost from Townhouse, and it's with Hickey, who's made some really crucial challenges, particularly in this second half. He's just been right place, right time, right man. Throw in now down the line from Anu Atkinson. Cut off from Griffiths. Rigby does well to keep it alive. Back for Wilson. He's got Sanderson offering short. Uses him. Gustafsson closes him down. Plays to Towns. Looks to receive back. Leaves to Townhouse. They play it from left to right, the Rangers. It's with Rigby, who finds Rosetto. He holds. Oh, Hickey steals with a spin. Oh, it's cut off by Rigby. Got far too excited. I don't think I was the only one. As it comes through, Yamane might just pick this one up. He's got Nichols for company. He nudged it. Lewis gets it by. Anderson cuts it off, and they scurry it clear in a very unfashionable fashion. Gustafsson wins from Wadawu out in front of Gustafsson. He'll keep it alive ever so casually. He's got Sanderson for company. Plays across from right to left. Nobody home. Patlanuaxon wraps the boot around it. Hickey there again. Nudges inside for Mearns. It's been good this afternoon. Bobbles up for Wadawu. Tries to get over the top of his marker in Sanderson. One by Headland. Can he use his pace? He bustles into Gustafsson. I think it's out off the Swedish import. Or it might be out off Headland indeed. And it's a throw in for Woolley. So Harry Woolley off the bench today. Throwing down the line. Big Woolley Mammoth finds Gustafsson. He can't keep a hold of it. Sanderson, I've got to say, He's been really good since stepping in at central defence in place of the injured Nick Swerad.
Yeah, I think that move's actually hasn't paid dividends as such, but it hasn't been a bad one.
Yeah.
Sanderson's come back and done a good job, and Rosetto's been pretty good up front as well.
More or less like for like, really picked up the mantle. Swerad, as we said, was terrific back there, and Sanderson's just kept that going. And as Mearns wins it, trickles down his body and finds Sekiris. They lose it for an instant, but it's in congestion. They battle for the ball, and it's from Gustafsson to Wadawu. Looks to scurry inside, ends up retreating to Mearns. It's on the boot, and it's there in the air. It's won by Wadawu. It's Woolley who can win it. No, he doesn't, as Anderson finds Sanderson. They look to bolt away. It's a foul for the Rangers. 83 minutes old is this contest. Still alive. 1-0 lead for the Warriors. So Rangers, I think regardless, will take a lot out of this. Ladder leaders, only 1 goal adrift. Potentially, especially rather defensively. They've been very sound as the ball comes over the top. And it's watched out by Yamane.
Yeah, it has been a really solid defensive effort from Rangers. I think held up especially well.
We might see the long throw here, Rosetto. Sorry to interrupt. And comes over into the box. And Olympia escape, and they're through here now. Gustafsson for Wadawu. He's got Sanderson inside. He knocks for Sekiris. His touch lets him down, and it races out of play. Sorry, we go what we saying?
Yeah, defensively they've been really, really good. Even after Swerad came off, like we said before, Sanderson stepped in and done a really, really good job since he's gone back there. And I think for the most part they've done really well against the dangers of Olympia. I mean, there's not many defences that really handle their attack well, and this has been pretty impressive from Rangers in that perspective. But where they've been really lacking is going forwards. They've really, as soon as the ball's gone over their attacking half, they just really haven't had a lot at all.
Yeah, you're right. His Warriors are in attack again, and it's with Dawu who wraps his boot around. Superb delivery for Sekiris. He doesn't get much meaningful contact on it though with his head. And Wilson says thank you very much, collects on his chest, and Rangers will see it clear. Bounces away from Wadawu. Rosetto meets it with a head. They see it clear through Nichols. Out on this right-hand flank once more, and Sanderson across. He's got Anderson offering short. Plays it down the line. He sprayed that effort, it's out of play. So Warriors, more or less trying to milk the clock here. Make sure of this win. Comes down from Woolley. Darwin nudges it into Gustafsson's. Gustafsson almost onto the end of it. Just inside the box, Rigby across to pick it up and sees it clear. So Woolley throws in. Finds Gustafsson, looks right, goes left, plays for Woolley, sweeps it across. Nobody home in a white shirt. Atkinson wins for the Rangers, as he has been doing all day. Finds Hill, races away. Oh, Mearns with a vital intervention, cuts it off in midfield. It's there for Hickey. He's got Hoy offering out on the left. He's lost his options now. He reverts back to full back in Griffiths. Plays forward for Sekiris. No nonsense approach from Rigby. Sees it clear. So 85 and change is where we are in this game. So we see that Hickey spin before. Jeez, it was lovely. Sekiris now delivers for Griffiths. It's to Hoy in dangerous area. He looks to spin with it. He feels for Rigby contact. Nothing coming. Towns to Townhouse. Nudge further forward by Patlano Atkinson. He's been terrific. Hill out in front of himself, just looking to use that pace. He's held up from Nichols. Geez, there wasn't a lot in that. Not a lot in that at all. Craig Filthy Phillips Hill was trying to burst his way through. Nichols more or less holding his ground. And a foul against the Warriors defender.
That was a strange one, Gilly.
Free kick from Townhouse. Edge of the box is brought down from Mearns. Scooped over the top by Tenzing Anderson. Yamane brings it down. Headland does well. Spins, fires. It's blocked by Holmes. Still there for the Rangers. Dinked over the top by Anderson. Headed away by Holmes. Headland will meet it on the left side of the box. Oh, what Wadawu does well. Anderson wins again on all fours. Scurries it Rangers' way. and somehow it comes out as a goal kick. There's about 3 or 4 fouls there. Pick or choose. Craig Phillips says, I'll have none of them, and goes with a goal kick.
And the one on Madoa was pretty obvious.
We'll watch this again. It was a nice bit of work from Headland, to be honest. Who knows what's happening with that shot? Lewis probably collects it. You see, we just missed the action again, but the play goes on. We're back live as Nichols plays forward. Rigby firm in that challenge. Wins well for Patlanu Atkinson. Sekiris back for Mearns. Mearns has his cross clattered into, and it falls into the prey of Wilson. Propels forward. Holmes doesn't quite deal with it. Nudges it back to his goalie in the end. Had time on his side. Throw in now. Distribution just lacking there from Lewis. He's known for his good distribution. Yamane spreads it wide. He's misshot that effort. Just wide of Hill. It's out of play. Lionel Atkinson again there, seeing it out for the Rangers. Been absolutely terrific, I think we go. Any update from across the river? Looks like it's 0-0 still between Glenorchy Knights and Launceston City. An intriguing game. It looks like all the action going City's way though. Comes down the line. Gustafsson flicks on. Hoy on the ball. He's got Townhouse for company. Looks backwards. Oh, tricky feet. In the end,
no foul there, Gilly.
No
apparently.
foul. Jeez, I've seen.
Here we go.
Oh, and a slice of cheese
for the
Hoy.
crowd. Oh,
I thought he was about to give the crowd a slice of cheese as well. Hoy, filthy with it. And to be honest, he's probably got every reason. They've had fouls given in the box that weren't anywhere near as much of a foul as that for mine. But anyway, strange old game. Patlanu Atkinson with a throw down the line. Nichols loses it as Rossetto just smothers him, wins possession. It's out for a throw in. Oh, it's a Warriors throw in the finish. No one wants to take it. They'll just take their time here, the Warriors. Not long left in this contest. Griffiths down the line. Hoy, fresh off a slice of cheese. Back through Griffiths. It's Sekiris. He's found a bit of space. He measures a shot, but it's straight into the breadbasket of Wilson. Will that be a key moment? Smash forward from Wilson. Beyond halfway. It's all white shirts except for Hill. What can he do? He can't win off Griffiths. He can't win it off Nichols. And Griffiths sees clear in the finish. Sekiris does well to pressure Rigby. And this one squirted out of play off Sekiris. Throw in from Manu Atkinson for Townhouse. Gets by Hoy. No, he doesn't. Hoy wins for the Warriors. Streams away. Oh, it's a congested ball in traffic. Sanderson does well. Plays well wide to the left, looking for the wheels of Headland. Almost races him down. In the end, collects his opposing number in Woolley. Woolley throws forward. Wadawu nudges it behind him. Rigby sees it clear. The ball there for the taking. It's Nichols who gives it back to his goalkeeper in Lewis. We tick into added time. Play forward. Won by Anderson. Headland on it now. Woolley sees it out. So it might be desperation doorway now for the Rangers. Just about throwing now.
Can't be too long left here, Gilly.
Anderson. Forward now for Yamane. Nudges it into the centre. Towns wins it. That's a high boot against it. Hoy, jeez.
Is this the chance, Gilly?
This is the chance for the Rangers. He's got one fair in the scone there, Towns. And it looks 31 fouls in this game. Yeah, it's been a fiery clash. We see that. He's given Towns plenty there. Towns really earned it. So this is the set piece that could have a major say in not just this match, but potentially the title. The Rangers, they hold a gathering. Towns, Rigby, Sanderson. Towns over the ball. He looks like the likely man. Steps up, strikes. It's a horrible effort. It's well high of goal, and you'd think it's just about the last gasp for the Rangers.
That's an absolute shocker, Gilly. No doubt about it.
Yeah, he just couldn't keep that one down. It fizzed well high of the bar, and you see Lewis there didn't even really need to rise for it. So Lewis should just about finish this contest with this goal kick. Can't be too much longer in it. Tell you what, there's a real chill here at Warrior Park. It's just got colder as the afternoon's progressed. One in defence by the Rangers. Hoy picks it up. He's been pretty neat and tidy. Does well. He's got Towns to navigate. Alas, it's full time. Warriors definitely the better team, but realistically they get by on the skin of their teeth with one penalty in the first half, seeing them by the Rangers. Rangers, dogged defensive display. Really good work from the likes of Rigby and Pat Lanu-Atkinson in particular. The Warriors found it tough work to break them down. Were perhaps fortunate to get a penalty in the first half. They put it away, and that's the lead they held to the climax. And they take 3 valuable points on into round 16 of the fixtures, and importantly, ahead of tomorrow's meeting of the other 2 title hopefuls in Hobart Jeep Zebras and South Hobart Football Club. We hope you've enjoyed all our coverage for a full wrap of the game, as well as the Walter Pless Media Award of votes and all photos and fallout. Head to sliceofcheese.net. We'll be back with more PS4 Victory League Round 15 action tomorrow with the big one. 2nd versus 3rd, title dreams on the line as South Hobart hosts Hobart Jeep Zebras from Darcy Street. Bye for now.